G'day, welcome to class. Okay, we're going to look at some lower back stuff and some glute stuff. So, you'll need a bolster or a cushion and one of these guys. So, tennis ball will also work. I find these are really good. The spiky balls are a bit too spiky, I think. So, this kind of softball situation is good. So, we're going to start lying down. Put your legs over your bolster, and this ball is going to go underneath your lower back on the right side. So where exactly is that? Excellent question, thank you for asking. So you've got the top of your hip bone here, and then you've got your ribs up here, and then your spine's over here. You want to get it in between those, so the little squishy bit that you can feel, that's where you want to get it. So, get it in that little bit, okay? And then put your feet on your bolster. You're going to rock your knees from side to side, gently, slowly. Just feel it out, what's going on there. If you want to lift your hips off the ground and wriggle, you can do that too. It's going to be quite intense though if you do that, so go easy. And there's going to be a spot in there somewhere that will be pretty full on, right? Full on but doable. We're going to spend a couple of minutes with it. So once you've got your spot, stay there and breathe. It might mean that you drop your knees out, right? It might mean that you've got to go up a little bit or down a little bit. Find a spot and breathe. Slow, steady breath. So we're not trying to force it, we're not trying to push it. And I know that that can be very tricky to have patience with it because you want it to feel good instantly, but that's just not how it works. So you've got to be patient, not try and make it stronger. Right, just allow it to be. Just allow it to be, get patient, breathe. Your legs will probably try and grip on if your spot is really sensitive, and that's okay. Instead of trying to stop that happening straight away, because sometimes it's really tender and you can't. Instead of that, I'd like you to just breathe and control the things you can control. So control your toes, right? Control your shoulders, allow your shoulders to relax, jaw relaxes. And slow down your breath. Few more breaths here. Okay, so let's put the right hand on the right knee. So we've still got the ball under there. Right hand on your right knee, and you're going to very slowly draw some circles with that knee. We'll go 4 one way, and then pause and go 4 the other way. Okay, and then a gentle squeeze of that knee in towards you. Lee. and then we'll let that leg go. Take the ball, roll on it a little bit to mellow out that spot. Alright, and then we'll get that out of there. Cross your right leg all the way over your left leg. Shift your hips a couple of inches to the right. The foot can go to the right a little bit too if you need, and then both legs over to the left. So if you like, you can look at your right hand, but if your neck feels like under stress, just keep your head, your face in line with your sternum. So again, we're not trying to force the shape or make it stronger. We're just allowing it to be exactly as it is. Patience. Yin postures are a big game of patience. Slow your breath down. Notice if your body is trying to hang on with the legs, and control the things you can control. So shoulders are heavy, hips are heavy. Sometimes it takes half of the posture just to relax. Sometimes you won't relax at all in a posture. Just let it take however long it takes. It's a very noisy tree outside, if you can hear that. Last few breaths here. Hips are heavy, legs are heavy. Okay, let's take a big breath in and a big breath out. And start to stretch both legs out long. Get your body centered on the mat again, hands on your belly. Close down your eyes, give it a moment. Alright, big breath in, big breath out. Here we go, side number 2, grab your ball, put it underneath your lower back on the left side, so find that little squishy patch, and then bring some movement with the knees from side to side. Both sides can feel really different, and that's okay. If you want to take your hips off the ground, make it a little stronger, you can. Again, let's try and find that spot. Where is that spot? And then when you've got that spot, stay there and breathe. So again, patience, go slow. When we're working with the body, what we're doing is we're working on the relationship that we have with ourselves. And just like any relationship, it can't be forced, it can't be pushed or rushed, otherwise it's not going to work out. So same with the body. It's going to take time to open. It takes time to get bendy, it takes time to get strong. It requires a lot of patience, trust in yourself, determination, showing up, right? All the things you put into a relationship with someone else that you want to work out well, that's what you need to put into the relationship with yourself. Slow down your breath. Our last few breaths here. Okay, so we're going to put the left hand on the left knee and slowly, really slowly start to draw some circles with the knee in one direction. 4 one way. And then pause. And then 4 the other way. And pause. And then pulling that knee in towards you just a little bit, not too crazy. Okay, let's bring both feet back onto the bolster and then take another little roll out on that spot that you were working on. Okay, and then take the ball out from there, cross your left leg all the way over your right leg, shift your hips a couple of inches to the left, foot can go too if you need, and then both knees drop to the right. So you can take that left arm out to the side if you wish, if that feels okay, and head wherever it's comfortable for you to be. Slow, steady breath. Notice how your legs will try to hang on. And instead of trying to control that straight up, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, relax the feet and the hands. It's a really good analogy for life. When things are tricky,
sometimes we can't just go in and do the tricky thing, you know, so you control what you can control first. And as you do that, it gets easier to get to the center of what you want to work on. You've got to peel back the outside layers first. We'll just have one more minute here. Okay, one more big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly start to straighten your legs out over the bolster. Get your body centered on the mat again, and then just give that a moment. Feel what you can feel. Alright, big breath in and a big breath out. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to take your ball, I'm going to put it underneath the top of your right butt, so where it just starts to get squishy. And depending on what's going on for you, it might be uncomfortable or really uncomfortable. So you're going to take your hips off the ground, roll it all the way out to the side, and then back in. Again, all the way out to the side. Yeah, I know. And back in. Yeah, cool. Let's give this a couple more. Alright. And then taking the ball, putting it in the middle of your right butt. Middle of your right butt. Again, out to the side. And back in. Now there's going to be a spot along that line somewhere where it's going to be pretty full on. So when you find that spot, I want you to stay there and breathe. I know. So by breathe, I mean breathe slow. Slow breathing. When you breathe slow and into the bottom of the lungs, the body starts to calm down. And the brain starts to calm down. And then the body starts to open because it will feel safe. So slow down your breath. Okay, let's have a big breath in, big breath out. Alright, and then again, side to side. Roll out that spot you're working on. Someone in class said to me the other day, Cherry, it's all a spot. I'm like, wow, aren't you lucky you've got heaps to choose from there? I don't think they got the joke, but anyway. Let's now take the ball out. You're going to straighten out your right leg and put the ball in the bottom of your right butt and side to side. So having that right leg out straight is going to help the ball stay there, side to side. When you find a spot, stay there and breathe. And then control what you can control. So we're relaxing the jaw and the shoulders and the face. One more big breath in and a big breath out. Okay, let's rock that out side to side. Alright, and then take that out from there. Both feet back onto your bolster. Ball goes underneath the top of your left butt, so where it just starts to get squishy, and then lift your hips up, roll side to side. Keep this one moving. There's not too much meat in the top bit, so you don't want to stay there for too long. So let's move that to the middle of your left butt. And again, side to side. All the way out to the side of the hip and then back in. Allow your breath to move. Allow it to move. Okay, when you find a spot, stay there, breathe. If we hold the breath, it just gets harder. It's the same as having a conversation with someone. If you hold the breath, it's really hard for anything to come from a calm place. It's hard to gather your thoughts. So allow your breath to move. Okay, let's move that out side to side. Wee. Okay, and the last one. So straightening out your left leg, put the ball underneath the bottom of your left butt. Okay, side to side, side to side. When you find that wonderful spot, stay there and breathe. Slow, steady, keep allowing your breath to move. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Let your hips be heavy. So not trying to control this posture so much. Allowing gravity and body weight to do the posture. Okay. Let's move it out side to side again. Wriggle out over that spot. Okay. And then we'll take the ball out there and bring both knees in towards your chest. Try and send your lower back down towards the ground and have a little rock from side to side. Knees, give them a squash in towards your chest. And take both legs out long over your bolster. Close down your eyes, just 1 minute here. When we're working with the body, we need to take a little Shavasana afterwards. Shavasana is so important because we've just moved all this energy around in the body and it needs to find a place to land. That way we can get up in an even balanced state, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Alright, let's take a big breath in, big breath out, and then a big giant stretch out long. Then you can lift your hips off the ground and release it, let it go. Roll to your most comfy side. Make your way upright to the seat. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Namaste.